Scream 6 has finally come, and you know what that means. That means that we have to rank the entire Scream franchise from beginning to end, from worst to best. Where is this new film going to land in this ranking? Is it going to be the best? Is it going to be the worst? Somewhere in the middle? I don't know. Let's find out. Welcome back to Wrestling with Horror. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and as always, this is the channel where we talk about professional wrestling, we talk about horror movies, and we look at all the ways that they intersect, connect, and everything in between. As I've already stated, today we're going to be ranking the entire Scream franchise from the original all the way up to Scream 6, which is now in theaters, and I suggest you go check it out. Now, I'll just be perfectly honest, I haven't really done a lot of prep work for this video. I'm kind of just flying by my gut instinct, my gut reaction to thinking about this question, this ranking video. So bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can to rank these as honestly and as justifiably as I can. And please remember, these are just opinions. Yours doesn't have to be the same as mine. You can disagree, and I hope you do disagree. Let me know down in the comments what your ranking is. I'm very curious to see where you have this new film and some of the others in this series. So, without further ado, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so you never miss another video, and let's jump right in. Starting us off here at number 6, the worst of the worst, even though the worst of the worst is actually still pretty good when it comes to this franchise, is Scream 2. Now, don't get me wrong. I like this movie. I think it is a very good sequel. It's a very dependable movie. It does everything that you want a sequel to do. But as far as I'm concerned, in this franchise, it's lacking a little something. And it's not even the killer's fault in the movie, because I think Timothy Olyphant plays a fantastic Ghostface. I think Laurie Metcalf plays a fantastic Ghostface, and Mickey and Mrs. Loomis they're good killers. They're a good Ghostface duo. But there are just certain things in this movie that bring it down a couple notches for me, and a lot of it has to do with that stupid cafeteria scene. You know which one I'm talking about. And that is just a big issue for me, and it just kind of a cringeworthy moment. So, but as I said before, not a bad movie. Still like it, still could watch it 100 times and enjoy it. So, again, not bad. Coming in next on our list is going to be Scream 4. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of love for this movie. Some of them have it towards the top of their list, maybe even number 1. However, for me, the thing that holds this movie back from being top tier in the Scream franchise are the killers. I'm not a big fan of Jill and Charlie as killers. I like Jill as a character, but the reveal at the end is just, it's a little lackluster to me. It was easier for me to guess her as a killer. I saw it coming a little bit, and just personally, that brings this movie down a notch for me. Again, really enjoyable movie. I like that they upped the gore level for this movie. I thought all the characters were brought in a nice way. It's sort of a early requel in a sense, bringing back legacy characters, merging them with new characters. The character of Kirby is just awesome. We got her back in the new Scream movie, and I'm glad to see her back, and I really like her character in Scream 4. So it's a good movie, but just the killers, the reveal of the ghost faces at the end of the movie, bring it down just a little bit for me. Next up on our list, Scream 6. This newest film that we've gotten in the franchise is really good. It's really good. It's very bloody. It's very brutal. There's a lot of very unique things about this film, things that they didn't do in any other film. There's a lot of very unique things, as I was saying. There's a lot of different avenues that they're taking the backdrop of New York City, continuing on with these new characters that we got last year, and they all just kind of grow together a little more, and their group becomes stronger. They become known as the Core Four, according to Chad, and there's just a lot of really cool things going on, but the film does have its issues, and I don't want to say it was lackluster or lacking that, like, just punch that makes the Scream movie great, but it kind of was. It was just, when you get to the third act, it was kind of just, it was difficult to kind of differentiate everything that was happening in the third act, and there was just a few different issues I had with the film. Beyond that, I'm trying not to get too spoiler filled here, because I know there's a lot of people who still haven't seen the movie. So I'll just leave it at that, and we'll move on from this one. Next up on our list is Scream 3. And I know this film is at the bottom of a majority of fans' lists when it comes to ranking the Scream franchise. But for me, I have a lot of nostalgia for this film. This is probably the Scream film that I watched most when I was a kid. Doesn't mean I think it's the best, but I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie, and I understand that there are some ridiculous parts. That stupid voice changer. I know everybody's talked about it ad nauseum, but I'm going to bring it up again. That voice changer makes no sense. That technology is just ridiculously stupid, and it brings the film down a lot. But for me, I think there's a lot of goofy fun to be had with this. I understand that it's way over the top meta with a lot of things, but you know what? I don't care. I have fun with it. I think it's goofy. I think it's campy. I think it's meta. And I enjoy some of the characters that get brought in. I enjoy Parker Posey playing Jennifer Jolie, the Gale Weathers in the Stab movies. And it just, there's a lot of really cool things in this movie, and a lot of nostalgic things that I have a lot of fun with. Number 2 on our list is Scream 2022. I know most people probably won't put this here, but I absolutely love this film. I absolutely love what they did, merging the legacy characters with the new generation of Woodsboro. Sam and Tara get introduced in a good way. Their relationship is tattered and in pieces, and then they start bonding over this, trying to survive another Ghostface attack in Woodsboro. Then you get Gale brought in after Dewey starts helping them, and Sydney eventually comes back after the biggest kick in the you-know-what in franchise history with Dewey's death. And it's still an emotional thing, and it hurt. We all felt it. Don't act like you didn't. And that emotional, tense, heartbreaking scene is a big reason why I have this here. And of course they up the gore and the violence and the brutality of Ghostface along the way, which helps a lot in my book. I can forgive a lot of stuff if there's a lot of blood and gore. But of course, it was never in doubt. That only leaves us one more movie, and of course it is the original 1996 Scream, directed by Wes Craven. This film is almost as perfect as a film can be, in my opinion. From beginning to end, the writing, the dialogue, the direction, the Ghostface killers, they're so wonderful. They're wonderfully acted by Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard, doing his crazy over-the-top acting and his spit acting and just the ad-libbing that they all did during filming. And of course you got the introduction of Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, who has become one of the most beloved final girls in all of horror. And of course, adding on to that, you have David Arquette playing Deputy Dewey, and Courtney Cox playing Gale Weathers, and all these other people. And of course, these led to real-life relationships. Courtney Cox, David Arquette being married for a long time. And it just, a lot of wonderful things about this movie. The third act is one of the best third acts in horror history, in my opinion. It's perfection. I love it's perfectly acted by everybody there. And of course, that opening scene that could have been a short film all on its own and stood the test of time. But you get a character played by Drew Barrymore, who has been all over the marketing for this film, only to have her killed in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the film. And just shocked everybody in cinemas when this film came out. And I love that so much. So that's my Scream ranking. As I said before, let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you disagree with me? Let me know what your ranking is and give me some reasoning behind each choice. I really appreciate everybody who stuck around to the channel, watched my videos, who's hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, make sure you go ahead and hit it because you don't want to miss anything. There's a lot of cool things coming. We're going to probably do a ranking of all the Ghostfaces coming soon. I'm going to start working on that video probably as soon as I get done with this one, honestly. But you have that to look forward to. And as I said, just stay tuned, stick around. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and I will see you next time on Wrestling with Horror.